Our center is an applied research, education, and outreach center. Our mission is to help build a more sustainable and equitable future for local news organizations, the journalists who work for them, and the communities who need good information.
Local journalism matters for so many reasons that research has helped us understand. Local journalism helps to facilitate political participation. It actually helps to facilitate controls on government spending. It can help limit government corruption. It actually helps to reduce political polarization in communities. It creates community cohesion. It helps people understand national events through a local lens and gives a different perspective on understanding what's happening. So a whole variety of reasons that local journalism matters.
Our goals for research here at CISLM are to test and develop solutions that help grow a sustainable and more equitable future for local news and for the journalists who report it and produce it and for the communities that need it.
Working in journalism has definitely changed the way that I ask questions. I definitely still approach things the way that I did as a reporter, thinking about, what people are really worried about, what's affecting people, and just having an idea of how the news ecosystem is changing. The world of news looks very different now than it did even 10 years ago.
Two of our projects that we're actually currently in different stages of wrapping up is what we're calling a news and information census, which is looking at a different way of measuring news provision within the state. And so we're looking at not just newspapers and not just where news organizations are located, but what are the counties that are in their coverage areas, and then where are we actually seeing reporting happen. And then we are in partnership with Elon finishing a diversity audit of news organizations in the state.
We've seen kind of nationwide diversity audits, and especially recently, that haven't been very successful. So we chose to do a statewide approach using our network in order to get responses. It's been really interesting so far. I think it's really important to have an idea of what our ecosystem looks like. What CISLM brings is the ability to give resources and give analysis and research towards what the future really is going to look like. And it's not just what's a sustainable business model, but what's sustainable for communities and for journalists. And it's really important to think about all of those three things together.
One of our initiatives is called the UNC Night Table Stakes Program, and that's a regional training program for local news organizations across the Southeast, where we help them tackle their biggest challenges. Table Stakes focuses on a few different things. One is audience and revenue growth. Another thing is a concept called performance-driven change, where we equip news leaders with the skills they need to become better leaders.
As a news organization, we're a legacy newspaper, a legacy print newspaper with a digital component. Trying to figure out a way to navigate toward audiences and create loyal paying customers is very, very difficult.
So often in this space, we're kind of, building the plane as we fly. And what Table Stakes has allowed us to do is to kind of slow down a bit and go, what are our top priorities? And how can we ensure we're putting our efforts and resources into that to create true sustainability in this space? One of the biggest things that came out of Table Stakes for us was figuring out ways to pinpoint focus on how to move people through that audience funnel and how to create more loyal paying customers, because sustainability is all about creating fans for your project.
It really is incredibly helpful to have been through it, to know at least some of what the teams are going to go through for any program themselves.
We were struggling to make some pretty big decisions about keeping print or dropping print that were pretty obvious, but still a hard decision to make. Table Stakes helped us sort of get it going again. And it was so much more impactful than strategic planning, and that it was a lot more change, a lot quicker.
The key part for us was to understand what we didn't know, and that informed our whole process. The process of being questioned and being pushed, I think, was important. I think the process of reporting out on what you're doing work-wise, it allows you to think about the narrative of success for your organization and the narrative of sort of your North Star journey.
What makes me hopeful is being a part of programs like this and seeing that there are a passionate group of individuals that care about and want to invest not only time but resources into our local news ecosystem.